Alright, today is day 75, which is pretty cool because my original goal was to do this for 100 days. Initially I wanted to do 100 days straight, but that became a little too crazy. Not Casey Neistat over here. So, day 75, I'm 3/4 of the way there. That's pretty awesome. I had a bit of problems yesterday with my stream. First of all, I was really rusty, so my first stream I had no audio. I didn't realize that till 15 minutes in, so I cut it, restarted, and 40, maybe 30, 40 minutes into the stream, I started having power issues with my MacBook. Wasn't getting enough power, it kept shutting down, and so that kind of messed up the stream. Ideally, I'm streaming from a PC, and then I'm just mirroring my MacBook screen onto the PC. I prefer to do development work on the Mac. As a designer, I feel the user experience is a lot better. But the PC is great for streaming and being just a general powerhouse. So when you're doing local development plus streaming, it can really slow things down. So I'm gonna keep today's stream short and sweet, a little more simple than yesterday. Let's update on where we're at. So I did some offline work, and generally that's the way to go about it when I just need to get some stuff done and I don't want the streaming process to slow me down. So here's all the stuff that I got done yesterday. I think we were somewhere in here. I was making the free courses visible. So we got rid of the classrooms. We worked on the login modal. There used to be a classrooms tab right here. That's gone now. The login modal is, this would be the logged out version, but if I went to Bonsai test, should be logged in on this domain. And it's really simple at the moment. I'll definitely work on the design down the road, but I have a few options here. They're not all working at the moment, but I'm going to be building out that functionality real soon where you can edit posts and edit pages from the front end, even creating posts, manage your account, log out, all that stuff. Then we added a cancellation page. Oh, we made the free courses visible as well, so this is kind of messy at the moment because I'm working on it as we speak, but if you come into courses, there's some of the free stuff that's available, and then it's tiered so that if you weren't logged in, you couldn't see some of this stuff. Yeah, we have a cancellation page now. And I haven't done the full testing on this or even styled it yet, but it should be working. It just should put in your username and automatically unsubscribe you if you go through that. The tiers now only exist for the Pro and Advanced plans. So I worked on these pricing fields a little bit more. You can only see them if you're logged out. So on the starter plan, you only have one membership tier. That's how Patreon does it. And then on the Pro plan and Sensei plan, you have 3 membership tiers or unlimited over here. I also worked on some of the details just in here in general. Took some inspiration from Patreon, a little bit from Kajabi, some different places. That'll be a constant work in progress, so that's good for now. I redesigned the community dashboard. So now if you come in here, the design's a little bit different. And I'm still working on this tab right here, but we have courses over here, and then we have pricing right here. I moved all this stuff up here so that it stays here no matter what tab you're on. And yeah, that's about it for the most part. Gonna add a little options button right there, little menu. I copied this same component over to the Bonsai page. So actually, if you were to just hit full screen, I don't know if I have that one linked up yet. The full screen button right here takes you to, it will eventually be more of a full page. I've just kind of duplicated the component over here for now, because when it's on a full page, it's just these rows are too wide and it looks kind of weird. So I'll eventually probably have some type of sidebar, but this will work on mobile right now, so I think it's good enough for functioning. And that brings us to where we are, setting up a loop for posts. So I was able to get some of that more boring stuff done. When I'm designing like live, it's kind of tedious sometimes, so that I could see how that'd be boring, especially if you were here to see some development, or if I'm just taking too long to design something. Not that this design is final, but I think it's the new direction I'm gonna go. So let's take a look at this loop. This is what we're working on right here. And before I get into that, I'm just gonna give a quick little history lesson on the loop. So this is something, I don't think it's WordPress specific. I've always known it for WordPress, but I think it's just some PHP code that acts as a loop. And here's some documentation that I've linked on it in the resources or the description of the video. But they have an analogy somewhere in here. To put it simply, the loop is true to its name. It loops through each post retrieved for the current page one at a time and performs the action specified in your theme. What that means is that you could specify a category for some type of post, and then it will loop through and it will grab all of the posts within the category. It's using, I don't want to get too deep right now because honestly, I'm not an expert on PHP or anything, but I at least know how to use some of these functions, so I can try and explain them a little bit. And basically it's using this query called have posts, which generally you would use some type of code like this. The thing is, if I show you my code, it's going to look a lot different than that PHP. This is the loop that I'm working with right now. And the reason it looks different is because I'm using something called Sage Directives. Now, I've done some videos on this in the past. This is a library on top of Blade, I would say. So when you're using Blade, which is a syntax of PHP, it's basically the same as PHP, but it cleans it up and it has a templating engine. And usually Blade looks a lot cleaner than PHP, which raw PHP will look more like this. And the stuff I'm using is usually Blade. Well, this is like even a cleaner version. And this is a project by one of the main contributors of the Roots project. Basically, it gives you these really clean, simple snippets to use. So this is what it would look like to have a have post query and to call the loop. And you're grabbing the title, you're grabbing the content. That's a really simple version of it. Over here in my loop, I am using a query to specify how many posts per page, the post type, the category, and then down here is where the loop actually starts. So it's inside of a unordered list. And then I'm calling the post, which is this, what initializes the loop. I'm doing a list item. So this is just listing one item now, which would be the post that it's grabbing. So it's grabbing the title. And then there's an intersection right here that's hidden away in the accordion, so it will expand out from the bottom. Down here you have the post excerpt. Then you have a permalink, which is just a button to the full post. So it's fairly simple. We could add thumbnails, we could add like timestamps or date, published, authors, categories, things like that. Keeping it really simple, let me show you what it looks like in action. So all of these ones that don't have icons right here, all of these ones, this is part of this loop that I'm grabbing. So you'll see this is the post, set up Sensei LMS. When you click on this accordion item, it expands and shows the excerpt from the post. Later I'll probably work on designing this hunk of text down here a little more, but it's functional, so I'm going to work with it for now. We have this button that takes you to the full article right here. And that's nothing pretty yet either, but it's working. It's listing all of the posts within this category, which is a bonsai category. So I'm going to go in there and work on some more stuff. So we'll take this, and what I'm working on first is docs. So under docs, we're going to put this little section. So I'll copy this, including the query on top. Then I will come to docs, and we're going to replace that inner right there, so we can grab this whole UL that's right here, delete, and paste what we had. So you can see this UL starts over right here, and then it should loop all of those underneath. Let's save it and take a look. My stream looks like it's kind of freezing up. I'm just checking on it real quick. Not sure if that's a restream. Hopefully that's not the whole stream that keeps freezing up. Anyhow, I'll keep going for a bit before I go check on it. Let's see. All right, now all that stuff is gone from down here. It should be hidden under docs. And there we go. I love how snappy that animation is. I mean, I guess if you were on a really slow computer, it might not be as snappy, but it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to use those as the docs for now. So then I will do another one called live streams, and I'm just going to post a bunch of dummy content to show you how this works on the back end. Eventually, you probably, if you had a bonsai community, you wouldn't even be touching the back end. But for now, probably for the next month or so of this project, this will be the main way to do things. And it also will open up more options for more advanced users. So we're going to just create a category right here. We'll name it live streams. I actually do want a parent category. How would I add a parent? I think, okay, let's go back on this. We'll just do videos. I haven't messed with doing parent and child categories, so this will be a new little experiment right here. Okay, now we'll try live streams. For any reason you're unfamiliar with WordPress, we're just under posts and categories right now. And then we select videos. Okay, I think that worked how we wanted it to. If we hover over this right now, you should see this tiny URL on the bottom of the screen, bottom left-hand corner. And you'll see where it says ID 4 for videos. And then for live streams, it says ID 5. So we're gonna pull basically the same query live streams. I mean, I could do videos. Maybe we'll mess with that later. For now, I'm just gonna do the child category. So we'll come into this UL and we'll paste that old query that we used, but we're gonna say category 5. And then that should be enough to do it. Let's take a look. Where did courses go? I think I messed something up. Yeah, definitely. Live streams and huh. Okay, we'll just go back on that. Try it again. Yeah, my battery is at 83% right now. It was 100 when we started, so it's not getting enough to power the whole stream. It's weird. Probably try plugging directly into it because I'm using a hub. Anyhow. Okay, we are replacing everything from, whoa. This is a little weird, actually. What's going on here? Post. Okay, so we have quick start speed run. And then this should be within it. Huh. How did that get messed up? Inner accordion ally. For some reason it seems like that got changed. Just gonna delete this top one for now. these two right here, they should be underneath this accordion right there. Should be nested. But they are not. That is weird. Well, that doesn't matter actually, because we're not nesting 3 layers, so I should be able to just get rid of that. Step panel. Accordion. Should be able to work just like this one, so this goes under docs, which is an A tag, live streams. We should just be able to cut out this whole UL. Oh, actually that needs to be inside of, oh, that's what I did wrong. That's the closing tag right there. And then this is going to go to number 5. Okay, I think that should fix it. I think maybe the issue is that I can't run 2 queries on the same page. Yeah, I am not an expert at doing all this stuff, so I'm more of a designer learning this on the fly. So bear with me. Okay, that's still not showing up. That's weird. I'm gonna take this one. Oh. What? Let's drop it down here by itself and see how it works. I've got the right ID, right? Live streams. Oh, there's no post for it. Silly me. That's probably why. Okay, let's try going back to this version. Then I'll need to come in here. One of the next things I'll be doing is creating a front-end post creation. I've already got it built in another project. I just need to port it over. But for now, in the back end, we go to New Post. And the docs are working. Nothing under live stream because we haven't created any posts for it yet. One thing I was going to do is let's see. Just gonna grab some titles from my videos as placeholders for now. Actually, I have these. Okay, I already grabbed them. I'll probably go back and change the timestamps on the date I'm posting them, but let's see if I want them to show up in order. Start with the oldest one first. No permissions goes on this. I could limit it by role, but this one will be open to the public. Actually, I mean, while I'm here, I could just grab, let's see, day 70. Just grab this link, take the timestamp off of it, and instead of test content, I can just do video. No. Is there a YouTube one? There we go. This should just embed it. I'm going to come under categories. What? Oh, there we go. That's weird. It's going to be under videos and live streams. Publish. Publish. All right, now let's take another look at that. And there we go. There's no video embedded in the excerpt. I don't think I could really change that very easily. Let's see. Post excerpt. No post excerpt found. Add a read more link text. I'll figure that out later, I guess. But there should be a way that I could include this as the excerpt. Is this a... It's like a custom excerpt. I think usually what I use is not a custom excerpt, but just there's like a line you can put down. I forgot how to do it. More? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. In the future, I'll have to look and see if there might be a way I could hook into YouTube's API. I don't know if they're that open with it, but that'd be really cool if I could hook it into an API, have it create a new post automatically and put it under the correct category, maybe based off of some tag on the video. That would be the ideal way to automate it down the road. But for now, we will create them manually, one by one. All right, the video's not showing up in the excerpt. I'll have to look into how that's possible. I'm not going to do that right on the stream right now, but I will make note of it. we'll do is just add some dummy content for it. So, I mean, this isn't really dummy content, but I'm not gonna add all of my live streams right now. We'll just add enough to fill it out a little bit. So we had day 70. We had day 71 right here. Grab the category, publish, the title might be a little long. Take a look. Just barely fits. If it gets any longer than that, I guess I'll probably just edit it down a little bit so that it didn't turn into 2 rows. All right, let's add another post. Oops. Day 72. There's 2 videos on this one, so that actually works out great that I can do one post with 2 videos. Part 3. Yeah, it looks like I had some issues that day as well. Oh, I guess I streamed into the second day, so I counted it. So I counted it differently. Just to save, do I want to do that as 2 separate posts? Yeah, I think I will. This is actually day 71. Yep. Then we'll do a day 72. Here we have part 2. And part 3. On to day 73. This part's a little bit tedious. I'm definitely gonna figure out some way to automate it or script it down the road. But this is the manual way that you would do it. I'm doing this a little bit lazy way for time right now, but on the next one, I'll show you what I would actually do. All right, let's do day 74. So not only will I add the video, but I will also come into the description, and this is something that could also be automated. The caption, but I'll just put this down here. Oh, what? You're not gonna format it? All right, so I could come into Notion. This pull up right here. Let's see if Notion will format it. I feel like it should. There we go. So it's a lot better to just pull it straight out of Notion. The YouTube description's cleaned up anyways because I can't format it as well. But that would be cool if the excerpt would just include the video. I could try using a custom excerpt. I'm gonna give that a try real quick. Bad. Come to the excerpt. Paste this. I don't know if it'll even accept HTML. But we will try this out. Nope, still not there. I'm guessing that it's difficult, or by default an excerpt will not allow like an iframe embed or anything like that. But just to be sure, let me come in here and test it. it's not working. I think that's more of the problem. Put this on a bug list. The loop. Labels. Just flag that. Oh, that's day 73. Where'd day 74 go? I published it, right? No, I didn't categorize it. There we go. I was looking at the wrong one. Let's try that again. Okay, so this custom excerpt over here is working. Let's try the embed in it one more time. I feel like it should accept HTML, so maybe it's just the Gutenberg editor isn't working by default with the old way of doing things. I mean, when I say old way, I mean the way that I usually do it. Huh. There we go. It's not quite big enough, but I should be able to style that. Yeah. Could I just do... All right, well that's working. That'll work for now. I'll get rid of both of those. I'll figure out. I'm not sure if you can do like a responsive YouTube embed. I'm sure you can somehow, for sure. But yeah, I'll figure out the best way to structure that. Just glad we got that working. So we can work on all that later, but I just wanted to show what the process looks like currently of adding posts. I think one of my next big tasks will be cleaning that process up so that it can easily be done through the front end, where you will have a modal window pop up and you just title the post. You could check the category, post a couple things, and then publish the post from the front end without ever having to log into the WordPress backend. I think the WordPress backend, I'd probably always leave it as a more advanced option for power users, but I definitely want someone to be able to use this entire experience without even knowing that this is built on WordPress or ever having to log into the backend. So we got that working. The next thing I will probably do would be work on these parent categories and child categories right here. I have all this kind of hard-coded at the moment, so since we only have one of these and I already have this set up, I'm just gonna skip that for now. I already figured out how to work the child categories. Like if I wanted to change, for example, this loop to the parent category was just the one before it, which was 4. Then the child category has its own number. It's pretty easy to differentiate between the child and the parent. The one issue that I maybe can foresee that I'd have to do some research on is in, say I wanted like in courses, if I wanted this speed run to actually be pulling from the parent category so that it didn't have to be hard-coded when people added a new one, I'd have to figure that out. I can think of a way to easily hard-code it so that it's pulling that from the category, but there's some type of way that I could do a loop that will list the parent and then list the child after. I don't think that's super important at the moment, but that will be the goal for all of these, just to be running different loops. So it's basically none of it's hard-coded. And I think that'll be a wrap. So I will do a quick walkthrough of what we've talked over today. Just come in here. We walked through all the different features that I added, all the different little Trello tasks basically that I worked through. And we've got it to the point right now where now that this loop is working, like there's just no way that I could feel good about presenting that hard-coded, because that's not an app. Like something that's hard-coded is done what we call wet programming versus dry. Don't repeat yourself. And so if this were to scale, it needs to be dry. And that's what we're doing right here. It's still not completely there. There's going to be some more functionality, but in this current working order right now, we have the Bonsai community working, and we have free documentation right there. We have some stuff that is going to ask for logins. The live streams, no, that'll be free as well. All posts is kind of like the free preview. So the way I see this is kind of a mixture between Patreon and OnlyFans, where Patreon's like gated access, like you don't see anything. I don't think there's like a free one that you could do. I think it has to be a paid tier. And with OnlyFans, you can do a free one, and then when you go in, different posts will have different prices on them. So using Unlock Protocol, that's gonna be huge, because we could set up all these different free things. And then if we slowly want to start gating some of those things, they could each have their own individual prices. Like each post is its own product within itself. And yeah, some of the more advanced functionality for Unlock Protocol will be figuring out how to like maybe gate off whole categories. I think I will look into that for a minute. If I can't find a solution, I'll maybe ask the creator, Julian, if he knows of any ways to do that. There's gotta be a way, but we'll be figuring out that stuff later on. So here's where we are right now, is building a really basic functionality. Honestly, it's Patreon mixed with OnlyFans a little bit, because we're gonna have free posts that you could put a price on. You could say, subscribe to my email newsletter and unlock this post. Tweet this and unlock this post. And I know that's where Julian from Unlock Protocol is thinking of directing this right now is different types of transactions for different posts. So I hope that he'll be stoked on what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna spend some more time hashing through this. That's kind of the boring part, as you saw when I manually added all of this. That can kind of be really tedious. And I think this demo is coming together. So that's the important part. I want to get this working as a demo this week. And then next week I would probably work on polishing everything, because I haven't even tested the sign up process for a minute now. And those are the types of things I need to test dozens of times before launching. Which, being realistic, when could I launch? I think I could this month. I think that's possible. I don't think next week would be possible. I think I can do a lot of testing next week, and potentially the week after that. So maybe the third week in January, or the last one. So we'll see. I probably won't be doing another stream for almost another week because of the space. This is actually it's more of a rental space at the moment. I guess I'll get more in detail on that later on down the road, but we'll see. All right, stay cool, my babies. Thanks for tuning in. Later.